Hi guys, I'm Oluwafemi Showole, and today we'll be talking about why I can never be in the labor room with my wife. I have come across a lot of guys, a lot of men who want to be in the labor room with their wives. They want to experience um, that scene of birthing a child. But it is not something I want for myself. It is not. Now, I understand that it is beautiful. I mean, it will be a beautiful sight to behold, to see your wife in labor, to see how your child comes out of your wife and, to carry your child. Just to be in that room to know what your wife is going through, it is a very beautiful experience, I can imagine. But, I don't want to beg. We have a daughter, Oluwayomife, and, I can replay all that happened on the day my wife went into labor. It was very, very emotional for me. I'm a very emotional person. Yes. I cried on my wedding day twice. So imagine someone like me being in the room with my wife in labor. Forget it. I can even faint. Anything can happen. I can start crying. I can faint. They will even send me out eventually because I'll be making my wife scared. Before I go further, if you are just stumbling on my page for the first time, please subscribe to my channel. And if you're already a subscriber, please like, comment, and share so that other people can have access to this content. Also, kindly click on the notification icon to get notified when new contents are dropped. Thank you. I remember when my wife was in labor. When she just, I think it was at the early stage when she was having contractions. Yes, contractions. She was already feeling it, man. I was already scared. Like I was shaking that. Sorry, what do we do? I was even confused. So we were privileged to be with one of our mothers who was a nurse. So we had to go to her house so she could properly monitor and let us know when it's time to go to the hospital. So all through that evening and midnight, my wife was really, the contractions started getting very tense and she was feeling pain, she was uncomfortable. Even, I couldn't feel what she was feeling, but I was feeling I had my share of that because, I was afraid. Yes, I was very afraid. I mean, to see my wife be in such pain, and that wasn't the peak. She was just getting right into it. That wasn't the peak. That was just the beginning, and I was that afraid. And I remember that when there were times she was vomiting, she was panting, she couldn't even see, she was standing because it felt like the baby was already coming out, but she wasn't even halfway. And when it was time to go to the hospital, the middle of the night, I think it was around 2 a.m., and we left for the hospital. I was crying. I couldn't drive. I couldn't drive because my hands were shaking. We had to get a friend to take us to the hospital. And where I was seated at the back in the car, I was crying because my wife she was in pain. I can't say I was weeping, but I was crying. I was praying, I was singing, I was crying. I can't even remember the prayer points. They were just, I was just saying it as it came to my heart. I was crying. When we got to the hospital, so I was walking about, I was crying, I was singing. In fact, the songs were changing. This minute I'm singing worship songs, the next minute I'm singing songs of battle. Like they were just mixing. I couldn't think straight. And even when I discovered that these prayer points that are coming to my mouth, I didn't understand the prayer points. So I just stopped praying. That was when I started singing. And singing too wasn't working. So I think at the point I just stopped singing. And the moment I stopped singing, some kind of evil thoughts and imagination, because I was very afraid. So some kind of evil thoughts were coming to my mind, to my heart. They were just getting into my head that your wife is in the labor room. Or, what if the unexpected happens? What if she doesn't make it? What if? So I was getting more afraid. Like, I was now thinking, hey, no, I can't lose my wife to this. So, no, I want my baby and I want my wife. What if something happens? What if she doesn't make it? I can't start this relationship thing again. Will I now go and start another relationship? I know. Just in a few seconds, I just snapped out of that evil thought. Like, what's the meaning of this rubbish? What am I thinking? No, I'm having my child and I'm having my wife. So I just started singing again. So I felt it was because I stopped singing and I stopped praying that was what allowed those evil thoughts to flow in. So I just started singing again. Whatever song comes, I sing. I don't care if it's battle song, if it's worship song, if it's love song, any song that just comes to my mind. Let me just keep my head busy of good thoughts, of nice thoughts, of worship song thoughts, and all of that. So it was very, very scary. And after hours, maybe 5 hours, no, after about 7 to 8 hours, I think, after about 7 hours, then I was called upon that it has happened, your baby is here. And I was so delighted. I was very, very happy. I was very happy. Calling my friends to Diola and Brashegun, I was just crying over the phone, but they could relate, they could understand, because I think 3 months into our marriage, my wife and I, we had a miscarriage. And so before we got pregnant again, and now the baby was here, so it was just so very emotional for me. So after delivery, seeing my wife and our daughter, I had to go home to get some things for my wife. On getting home, I knew that by the time my wife would get home, I knew I would already be out of that emotional form. So I decided to make a video for her.
Thank you for giving us our child. Thank you for your strength. Thank you for your courage. I'll most likely not be in this mood when you get back to the house, but for now, just thank you. I'm grateful. I know that you have sacrificed a lot. So thank you.
When we have other children, I don't think I want to be in the labor room with my wife. It will be too emotional for me. I don't want to embarrass myself and I don't want to embarrass my family. So I'd rather just stay out, maybe pray, sing worship songs, let the doctors and the nurses, let them handle everything. When everything is set, let them just call me, I'll still cry even after they call me. So let me just stay outside. With these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that as a man, if you know you are emotional like me, please just stay outside. Let the strong men, the people that have hearts, let them go inside and handle everything with the doctors. So there you have it. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.